Okay, so we're going to finish 616 here. Short little bit to go. So, ubi dies reditus, when day had been restored, or had returned. Then he describes how long it had been. This day was the Tertius the third ab eo, from that which ab eo quem he had seen most recently. So it was the third day from which he had, I guess, three days afterwards. Corpus inventum est, his body was found, integrum melaesum opertumque, whole and unharmed, and covered as he had been clothed. The habitus corporis, the habit, I guess, appearance of his body, not the appearance, but the composure kind of his body was similior, was more similar, quiescenti, to resting, quam defuncto, than it was to death. And then Pliny the Younger goes back to his own situation, and he begins to tell of what was going on for him at Misenum, but then interrupts because he's not sure that necessarily that Tacitus wants to hear that. Well, Tacitus does want to hear that, which is why the next letter that we'll read is 620, which describes everything that goes on in Misenum by Pliny's own account, Pliny the Younger's own account. So interim, in the meanwhile, miseni, what course locative, my mother and I, and then he breaks, but this is nihil ad historiam, this is nothing to history, and you did not want, nec tu voluisti scire, to know, aliud quam, anything other than about the exitu eos, than the death of him, of my uncle. Therefore, ergo, finem faciam, I will make an end. Adiciam unum, I will add one thing, and then I think the best way to take this is like, this is kind of a complex little structure here, but as an indirect statement, that essentially everything that follows, omnia persecutum, although persecutum can't really be the subject of, or omnia can't really be the subject of persecutum because they don't agree. You'd expect it to be persecuta. I don't know how to take me persecutum. Maybe it's me that I persecutum esse, that I have followed everything. Is that right? Or that I have kind of maybe like laid out everything. Quibus interfueram, at which I was present, quaeque statim, and which immediately audieram, I had heard, cum maxime vera memorantur, when these true things were recalled most greatly. I'm not sure I'm getting that clause right. I'm failing on this one. Cum maxime, when memorantur, they are recalled most greatly, vera true. I think that's right. When true things are recalled greatly. Yeah, right. Like when true things are recalled greatly, meaning statim, immediately. Like, I guess because of the meaning there wasn't a lot of time between when these things happened and when they were relayed to Pliny the Younger. That's what I'm going with anyway. Tu potissima excerpes, you will pluck out the most important, the most poignant. 4, enim, it is one thing, aliud, remember, one thing, another thing. It is one thing, and then go to scribere. And this again is one of these kind of like epigrammatic lines. It's one thing to write a letter. It is another thing, aliud, to write history. It is one thing to write to a friend. It is another thing to write to everyone or for everyone. and finally, goodbye. And indeed, goodbye.